You're in town, shopping, looking at your phone, a million things in your mind. You're anywhere but here and now. An unusual sound approaches from down the street and slowly drifts past. You look up to see a bicycle as the source of the sound. Okay, anyway. Then, another similar sound comes from the other direction. Is something happening? A din can be heard far off and behind. Now sound seems to be coming from all directions. People are stopping in the street paying attention to whatever it is. Is it a protest? Is it music? Is there something wrong with these people? Cycling past with sound makers attached to the handlebars, now so many grouped together on both sides of the street. Before you know what's happening, it has passed to become somebody else's curiosity. A drop of water falling on a surface makes a single sound event, clearly locatable. Rain is made up of millions of these individual sound events, making a sound texture and envelops the listener. A single fish swimming in the ocean is vulnerable to predation. A shoal acts like a single organism, form shifting and ephemeral, each member observing and reacting to stimuli in very similar but distinct ways. The decisions of one influence those adjacent. A collective behaviour emerges. The movement is non-hierarchical, complex, and beautiful to witness. A repetitive sound with a fixed location can soon become tiresome. The same sound moving through space is moulded by the objects it reflects, refracts, and reverberates off. Motion gives the sound new character, a narrative that intertwines and interacts with the built environment and the relative location of listeners. I'm Ed Devan and I'm a sound artist and instrument designer. Working with people is an important aspect of my creative practice, and one that has necessarily had to adapt to change. During the course of the Prototype Residency, I took some time to reflect on how this work with groups could continue, and this is what I came up with. My idea is one which requires the active participation of a large number of people to work effectively. As the residency took place in the middle of the pandemic lockdown in summer 2020, I had to focus on the practicalities of the details while thinking in abstract terms about the overall form. I set about designing and prototyping simple sound makers and instruments using the tools at my disposal. Some were imagined to be attached to bicycles, others to be played by hand by walking or otherwise mobile performers. The performers would make these instruments themselves from kits in the days or hours before the performance, so they needed to be relatively simple to build and easy to play. This project was conceived at a time when social distancing is required, hence it will take place outside and make deliberate use of space. Work on this project continues and will hopefully see the light of day soon.